Oh my goodness, guys. Alfred Montaner here. Wait, who's that? Manuel from Valentino Customs, guys. We got an interesting video. So what are we doing? Well, you're gonna give me like a tour?
Yeah, we in Wanchis right now, OBX. So this is Ricky shop,
Outer Banks. OBX is Outer Banks.
Yeah, correct. This is an old Sonny Briggs shop.
And now it's Scarborough Boat Works.
Correct.
Which makes incredible boats, by the way.
One of them, I believe Ricky has another shop in the other side of the sound. So we're gonna go around. We can show you a Bailey's right here on your left. One of the better, I would say, amazing boat builder as well. That building right there.
Okay.
We already went to Spencer.
Well, would you think we can go to talk to Sonny? You think you'll be able to talk to him?
Let me make a phone call. Probably he can answer.
I'm
not sure.
I would really like to. You said that you know him well.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah.
If I can, I would love to meet him. You think?
Yeah, let's try.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm putting you on the spot.
Let's try.
Okay. Okay. So this is where Sonny used to. This was where his factory was prior.
Yes, correct.
But he's retired now, isn't he retired?
Yeah, he's already taking a little bit of rest. I mean, who knows? He doesn't like to stop walking, like he said. But that was his shop. Actually, I had a lot of good memories there.
So you've done work here at that shop?
Yeah, I jump into his door, knock the door all the time, and like, hey, you don't have to pay me. Let me just go in.
Learn.
And, so he was very good with me from day one. Teach me a lot. In the 35. When we are comfortable.
There's a lot more people with money for 28 than there are 46.
Oh, definitely.
So
definitely.
That's kind of like the market you need to hit first until you get it. So, God, I'm doing great.
Yeah.
Do I want to step up or do I want to keep coasting and making this product better? You know?
Correct. And I would, like I say, I think it's better for me to just be solid in one side of the market than be just a little in every part of the market.
And there's a lot of people that are doing a fair job in a lot of markets, but not that many that are doing a great job.
Correct. Yeah. And I learned that from you.
I've learned a lot in the last 5 minutes too.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I'm actually recording.
Okay.
I want to introduce
The
Sonny.
legend.
The legend, Sonny. Look at this camera right now. Sonny Briggs, guys. First of all, thank you from Manuel from Valentino's, because he told me, you gotta meet Sonny.
Well, I hope you don't get disappointed.
Well, listen, my first impression, guys, Manuel says, watch, you're gonna like this. He goes, you're gonna want to see this little boat that he's working on. And I'm thinking, Sonny's gotta be 80 years old. You just told me you're 81.
Yeah, I'll be 81 in a couple of months.
This boat, you said, is your grandson's boat? Mm-hmm. 9 years old?
Yeah.
And this boat is since 1970?
It was built in 73. And I gave it to my best friend as a Christmas present because he was a hunting guide at a club and he didn't have a boat. So I built it and gave it to him. And he brought her back a few months ago and he wanted Gavin.
I'm gonna take the camera, I'm gonna show them. Let me show them this boat. I mean, you can talk about it, Sonny. Sonny, because guys, and if you don't know.
The boat's not dressed for it.
No, listen, you weren't expecting us.
No, I wasn't.
Okay, and honestly, I'll say that right now, just the conversation you talked to me about Omie, right? Explain that. Who was he?
He was.
Say his whole name.
His name is Omie Tillet. And he was one of the pioneers of the Oregon Inlet charter fishing. And he was a living legend. He was the man who carried his first party when he was 12 and taught about 70% of the Oregon Inlet fleet, gave them so much inspiration, figured out the fishing part, and he was just the kind of, he was very religious. By the way, he started having a morning little, not a sermon, but he would just talk about the Lord a little bit every morning on the way out and bless the fleet, which was also a neat thing, but unheard of, but it was a neat thing.
Yeah.
And it's really spread. So he got so that he was being asked to go to a lot of fishing tournaments, give them a morning prayer, and relate to the fishermen. And but he could do anything. He could build boats. He could fix engines.
So you were building boats with him when
Yes, I did
because you
work
said
for
you
him
worked for him
several years.
40 years, right?
No.
You knew
I worked for
him. You knew him for 40 years.
Yes.
But you worked for him from when to when?
Ooh, let's see. I made it for him for 5 years. I run one of his boats for 1 year, and then I built boats with him in the winter.
Kind of like now.
Just to be around him, he was the kind of person that just to be around him made you a better person, because whether you realized it or not, you were getting an education. And that's kind of an unheard of thing nowadays.
So
Think about it.
Yeah.
How many people are just being around all day long at the end of the day say, man, I didn't know that. Well,
I got a feeling Manuel is gonna. You're like Manuel's Omie.
Exactly. That's what I was.
that is a strong compliment.
Yeah.
And you know what? Just the fact that he spoke so highly of you, and obviously I know of your boats, because who doesn't know about a lot of the North Carolina boats, especially if you're in the boating world, and to see this behind the scenes stuff that now that you're just doing just to keep moving, like you said, keep moving or you're dying, right? What was the term that you used?
There's not many options.
So I think it's fascinating that you were able to one, work with somebody like that of his caliber, that you just learn so much from, and then at the same time you get your own style and become who you became, right?
Well, he just to be around him made you a better person, because he was teaching you all the time, but you didn't realize it. He was that low key and that talented. He could get what he was trying to tell you across, but you never felt like you were being schooled, so to speak. It just, I didn't know anything of that.
Yeah, dropping nuggets.
Dropping nuggets, that's right. But we have had a lot of young, great boat builders. Buddy Davis, he worked with us for a long time, and I worked for Buddy quite a few years. He built hundreds of boats. Of course, the real legend of the Carolina boat building around here is Warren O'Neill. He was the man, and I like to say this, he is the man who put the word quality into Carolina boats, because before that they were on the rough side. Warren made them neater, better. He went to drafting school, and he was able to really be particular on the way his boats were built.
Yeah.
Now, a Warren O'Neill boat is something special, really.
Who along the way, because obviously you have a huge history of making these sport fish, all these fishing boats, who along the way kind of inspired you also, like Warren, Omie? Is there any other inspirations that you drew off of when in your boat building process?
Well, every time you go around a yard, you're always picking up these little nuggets from people, and you're just seeing things. And what you do is you take a little idea from so-and-so, an idea from so-and-so, and you kind of blend them together and makes your own idea. And is it better? Some of them are, some of them aren't.
Yeah.
But you're trying.
You said you're going to do something new on this boat, right? You have this. What boat is this here? You told me earlier you wanted to do, just for fun, just for you to stay busy, 2 boats a year.
If I build 2 boats a year, that's enough for me.
And you were building. Tell them that story that we were talking about, guys. I mean, we were talking about when you and a buddy of yours were building boats, and you were building them in 5 days.
Yeah, that was Buddy Kennedy. Buddy Kennedy was a great boat builder. He's like most of them. He charter fished in the summer, built crab. These were crab boats now. These were work boats. These are not slick sport fishing boats. But a lot of those boats are 40 years old and they're still going to work every day. And to me, that says
Like
a
this
lot.
one.
Well, but this one stays in the garage a lot.
So who was the inventor of the chainsaw when it came to?
Buddy Canada. He put the word chainsaw in the boat building.
Explain that.
Well, he always had visions of speed. He wanted to do things a little quicker. He had a lot of surplus energy, and to be around him and working around him made you work harder because he was going to outwork you, and you wanted to keep up. And but BC put the electric chainsaw, and we went to lunch one day, and he come back. BC come in and he said, I'm gonna do something different here. And that's the way he talked. And he held up this electric chainsaw. He said, we're gonna cut. We're gonna start using this to make our rough cuts, and then we'll finish the product. And that was the first of anybody using chainsaw, but it was electric chainsaw. It was not a gas power.
You said you're going to do something different on this boat that you're building today. Can we talk about that and show that?
It's not really anything different. I'm just going to change the material.
Let's go look at this. Let's show them because. Okay, so how big is this boat going to be, Sonny? What's the size on this particular boat?
21 foot.
So have you built this particular boat in the past? This one here? Or is this all new for you?
No, I haven't built one just like it. I'm taking, I have a 20-footer out in the yard.
Okay.
That I built 19 years ago. And,
wow.
It's my own boat. It runs in 9 inches of water. It doesn't draw much water. And as a result, it's my hunting boat. But everybody likes the boat. It's dry. And it has a tunnel in it, just like this is going to have a tunnel in it. But we don't have much water around here, so everything that goes in shallow water catches your eye.
It's very shallow water. So I was just at the Oregon Inlet right now, filming.
This one will run in probably 10 inches.
Okay, so explain this here. So what are you planning on doing?
Okay, these are just longitudinals, and what we're doing is this boat's going to be built out of Omie plywood.
Okay.
We're going to put a chine block right here, full length of the boat, and these little keepers, all they do is hold everything in place. Excuse me. And we're going to leave. This will not be part of the boat. Mm-hmm. This will not be part of the boat. This will not be part of the boat. And there'll be another piece down here that will not be part of the boat. Why? Because I want to use this jig for more boats, and I do not want to have to take it apart. Because when you take them apart, they don't go back together to quite the same. So
how many jigs how many boats do you think you'll probably be able to use off of this jig? What's your goal? Like, if you can get X amount that you'd be happy with, or?
A dozen, 15.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, if I tear up a part, I'm just going to make another part. It's just exact same thing.
Yeah.
And put it in its place. But it's just old-timey wooden type of boat. But like I say, we have to have one more like that right in here, simply because we're going to bend the plywood, and we have to have places to keep it fair. So plywood will go this way, plywood will go that way. Without that, it's not strong. It'll also have fiberglass in between the layers, which is stronger than just glass. I mean, just
okay? So obviously, I walked the factory yesterday with Manuel, right? Unbelievable boat he's building. I saw that.
I haven't seen it.
You gotta see it. It's really nice. What are some of the differences that you've seen now since you've built? I mean, I can't. Can you give a rough estimate how many boats you've built throughout your life? If just a rough.
50, 60, 70, maybe more.
Okay.
Depends on the sizes. You know, it's one thing to build a 25-footer, something else to build a 50-footer or a 60-footer.
What was your favorite build, if you had to say? Oh, he's struggling with this one. They're all different.
Yeah, they're all different, and it depends. If you're building for someone, they've always got something that they want more in a boat than the next person. So to build a custom boat, you've got to kind of cater to the owner.
Yeah.
So you have to work, is it going to be more of a living boat or a fishing boat? Is it going to be more of a commercial boat, or is it going to be a pleasure boat? Whatever it is. It's just a matter of what you're going to use it for.
But is there one that comes to mind more than others when you think about the? I know you're trying to dodge the question. No.
Well, I do, because I build so many, and I like the things on the next one better than I did the last one.
Yeah.
Because
they always get better. That's the goal.
If I wasn't building that way,
yeah,
I wouldn't be getting any better. I wouldn't be any more knowledgeable.
Yeah. So they all got better because
they build quality.
Yeah. And then the market's changed. I mean, like you see the boats nowadays. I mean, the quality on the boats nowadays is just incredible.
Yeah.
It's and it's going to only get better, right? Because everybody is trying to make a better product.
Yes.
And that's the beauty of competition, that people are just making unbelievable boats. Like for you to say that you have this boat that's behind you, that you just did it just to go duck hunting, been since the 70s, and now you're going to give it to your grandson, which is 9, and it'll probably be with him for another 50 years or 40 years.
I hope so. But my best friend, I gave that boat to him for Christmas because he didn't have a hunting skiff, and he gave it back to Gavin, who was my great grandson.
Yeah. Great grandson, guys. Not grandson. Great grandson.
Great grandson.
Yeah. It's already to that point.
Yeah.
So how'd you meet Manuel?
I don't know.
I don't even remember.
I don't either, Manuel.
I don't even remember. I was going to Sonny's shop every time I came, jumping into the boat, learning from him. Every time that I had the chance to ask questions, he's like, learning for free. You know what I mean? Like,
because you're a carpenter yourself.
Correct.
So a lot of people don't know that about it. They just see him at the boat shows because I make it all fun. You know how it is. You go to the boat show and there's somebody with a camera, and all of a sudden, that's the fun stuff. This is the part what people don't see, that there's actually people that are dirty right now. You're working.
With hunting clothes, ready to go hunt.
Yeah. So for me that's awesome to see that he has, first of all, that you've accepted to give him that knowledge without any expectations, So and just speaking of how you spoke so highly of Omie, that you said there's 2 people in this world that are the best and you said your father and him. I mean, just to be in that family and hear somebody like yourself say that, I mean, and I didn't know about the guy, and now I'm like, I wish I would have known, So, and then Manuel was also telling me that there's a lot of boats still, that one of your first boats was that with his bottom, right? With
kind of, everybody kind of have. I mean, I use the same bottom that Sonny. I tried to get the same degree because of Mr. Sonny say there's a lot of shallow water. So 10 degree to 12 degrees is pretty much what everybody around here uses because of the shallow water. But every boat builder is different. I was taking advantage every day that I can, learning from Sonny. He's the type of person, he's telling you something and you don't feel he's teaching you, but he's teaching you.
That's Omie.
Exactly like that.
You learn from the best.
he take you, when I go to his big shop that he already start moving here. This is his house, by the way. So he take me, hey, come here, man, look. And go to the table and show me, but not like you don't feel like he is teaching you. And go show you first the picture, like he did before you grab the camera. This is what I do.
Yeah.
This is what I'm doing. I remember one day he was so excited for just a little bit of change that he did on. I don't know if he recall that. he was building his last 63, and he was making some chain in the spur rail. You remember that he was making some chains and make it like it was like 2-3 inches, just a little bit wider in some part. And for me, that change wasn't that big, but for him, it was so exciting. And I'm like, it's super interesting that somebody like him and those little details he can take it, and that's what I'm trying to learn, because in a big boat and being who he is, and when you do those little chain and you get excited, you want to do that as well for yourself, you know. So it's interesting learning from him a lot.
So you're retired now. You're kind of like doing this for fun.
Yeah.
This is fun.
Exactly.
And you just told me a funny but a sad story at the same time. Where were you yesterday?
Where was I yesterday? Right here.
But somebody asked. No, but somebody asked you. You went somewhere recently, right? And somebody asked you, "Hey, how are those boats coming along?"
That was at one of my good friends passed away a couple of days ago, and they were having a memorial for I said memorial, kind of a gathering, and now just talking to people who were there, visiting with their family, and talking about boats always seem to come up.
Yeah. So that's why I said it's a funny but sad story, because of that scenario. All of a sudden now people are interested, and this is just the talk of the town, right? Like people, because what I noticed yesterday when I went to dinner with Manuel and his family, I mean, everybody knows everybody. Everybody came up to Manuel. I was like,
it's a small town.
Yeah, it's a very small town.
That's one of the advantages of a small town.
Yeah, it was so powerful to see that, and now people are talking about what you're doing. And imagine, it's not like you're 81 years old, right? So it's not like you're all over social media doing what you've been doing. You know, this is probably your social media moment.
Hey, you wanna know? You wanna know something? He doesn't record numbers on his cell phone. He memorized the phone number of every person.
Wow.
Unbelievable, right?
It's selective listening.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, when they ask him for a phone number, hey, Mr. Sonny, I need a phone number for somebody. And he say, let me think about it. He went to a little wheels that he got in his office.
A Rolodex?
And he couldn't find the number. And then he remembered the number. And I'm like, how? The whole digit, no missing one number. And I'm like, he got a flip-flop number. Hey, show him your cell phone. Do you still have the flip-flop phone?
It's right here. It's right here.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a smartphone. It's a flip phone.
I'm telling you. And if I call him, I'm sure my number is not safe. And he knows the number. He just knows the number.
His number's in there.
Yeah.
Back up.
So you've done a lot of stuff. I just actually found out when I was over there, I saw a sign on his warehouse where he's at, and it said Paul Mann. I did a video of one of the boats that Paul had built, probably in that same shop, maybe, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, there's so much history in the Outer Banks along the way, and I'm like, wow, look at this. There's Paul Mann, Sonny Briggs.
See that sign up there?
Okay.
Look whose name's on it.
Let's go see this. Captain Omie. Oh, man. You see, I bet you this is probably one of the most treasured things that you have in here.
Well,
Yes,
when I moved it from my big shop down up here, when I built this one a year or so ago, that's one of the first things I did was take it down and move it inside.
Well, he had that one in the front of the door of the big shop.
Yeah, you had to see it if you walked in the building.
Exactly.
You didn't have a choice.
So you've seen your fair share of great carpenters along the way.
Been lucky. Had a lot of great ones work for me.
Yeah?
Yes.
Any of them that stand out?
Oh, it wouldn't be fair to mention 3 or 4 when a dozen or 15 or more would be more accurate. It just
That's a great answer.
They were all good. If if they weren't good, they didn't stay but so long, you know?
Yeah.
And they either liked the atmosphere or they left, you know?
Yeah.
So it was up to them. But
Well, I am honored, first of all, to meet you, Sonny. I guess at some point, maybe when you finish that, I don't know, maybe I'll be in the Outer Banks again and I can see that boat on the water doing their 11 inches of...
maybe you can.
Is it for sale or do you have a buyer for it or what's the story with it?
I've had about 15 or 18, maybe 20 people ask me about, you know, basically the same question, and I've told them when I get through with it, I'll know what I'm gonna sell it for.
Okay.
Simple as that.
There you go.
I'm
And
not gonna throw a figure out there and then say, oh, miss out.
Didn't work it.
Yeah.
but is that hole number one for this particular boat? Would that be hole number one? Like as far as the first style for this particular shape that you're thinking about redoing?
I don't know.
I can answer that question for him.
I'll probably build a few of them.
This is hole number 100.
No, I ain't gonna be around that long. But anyway, it keeps you busy anyway.
Yeah. Well, listen,
Thank you.
it was
Appreciate you coming by and
I'm
bringing
honored.
Manuel with
Hey,
I'm
Thank you
honored.
so much.
See you,
Thank you
sir.
so much. Yeah.
Guys,
Hey,
Sonny Briggs here.
come make a video of the little one. He got that one out there.
You mind if I film outside or no? Do you mind or no? I
Just the
can.
boat.
Don't mind.
Just the boat.
Okay.
I've had more compliments on that boat right out there
All right, let's go take a look at it. If you
than anything I've ever done.
let's go.
Yeah,
Come
this
on,
is
guys.
a beauty. This is a beauty.
So
that little
I-
boat is a beauty.
Okay, so
Well, we can walk right through here.
walk through here.
I don't know if you got
All
anything.
right, so this is why people love my channel, right? It's all unscripted. It just happens as it happens, and this is
That's the way you have to get in. we got some dogs and
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah, yeah.
and we have to keep them.
What's the little man? Yeah.
all right.
Well-
so tell me about this one then.
This one is this is a 20 footer, and she runs in 9 inches of water. She has a tunnel in her,
9 inches.
9 inches. You know, and
And 19 years old already.
she's 19 and never been painted. I mean, what did I paint it with? I painted it with oil grip with flattening solution in it. And that's a 19-year-old paint job.
But you remember when you asked me to hit my bow sideways? You cannot hit that one. You broke your hand.
Oh, because I told him you have to hit the side of
This is a different
of the boat.
thing. This is a solid piece.
Okay, so when you built it,
This
how,
is a plank frame boat.
Okay.
This is a different type of construction. That's a cold molded boat. But this is a plank frame. You see the frames inside.
yeah.
And I painted it white. I painted it white because I didn't want it to get so hot in the summertime. You know. But it's
And you're using this one for hunting. So you're an avid hunter out here.
well,
You
I don't
used
go
to?
as much as I used to, but I used to go a lot.
I just saw a bunch of kids this morning over there at the National Hatteras National Park, and they're getting some ducks right then and
Yeah.
there, and I was lucky enough to film them.
That's good. Well, you lucked
I-
out.
I lucked
you
out.
lucked out because there are not many ducks this year. This is a poor year, and that's why I didn't go this morning. Other than where I was going to go was it would be.
I thought you were out there. That's why when I called you, I thought you were out there hunting.
Well, I was supposed to, and then changed my mind last night.
You said I'm just gonna go and work, and all of a sudden some crazy Cuban from Miami comes down and puts me on YouTube.
Well, this is a boat. I put the little hood on it just because our weather is so unpredictable around here.
Yeah.
And this keeps you, if you have friends with you or a hunting party or whatever, keeps them dry. So it's
And-
a simple boat, plain Jane.
And the crazy thing about this boat will be around another 50 years.
It's been here 19, going on 20.
Yeah. Hey, wait for it.
Yeah, I hope it will be. But it's served my purpose, and I put that little shim on top of that tunnel. The boat did draw 12 inches of water. Well, I got thinking about that. I said, you know what, I'm going to try something different. So I cut me a little shim out and cut some angles on it and so forth. I put some body filler on the back of it, stuck it on the back, okay, and I took it out and run it. All of a sudden, instead of running in 12 inches of water, I was running in 9 inches of water. I said, this has taught me something. I've never put a nail in it yet. There's nothing holding it on but the body filler.
What?
Nice.
Nothing but the body filler. And I know it needs a little bottom paint on it, but it'll get that after the season. But
I'll do that. It will be an honor for me.
but
He doesn't like to get help. He doesn't like to do it himself.
Listen, of course, but you know what? Just the fact that you have people like Manuel that one day are gonna be able to spread what Omie spread to you, you now spread to Manuel. Manuel hopefully, and that's what makes people great, right? Along the way, people just learn from each other, and that's, I mean, the goal is to get excellent, right? To deliver excellence to the people that you want to serve, right? In this case, your customers. And you know, I could just imagine all the memories that you've helped people create on the boats you've built. And for me, that's when I think of stuff like that, and that's why I do my videos the way I do it. I say, how can I spread like what I see and the conversations I have, not just be and have them for myself, which for me, the first conversation was better than the other ones, but that's how it always is, right? And this is an amazing conversation as well, right? But I learned, and like what you were saying, what Omie taught you, you get those nuggets, and you had that wide awakening. How?
When you have a wide awake,
I did.
That's an idea.
Yeah.
You know.
I did.
And, that's just another way of saying it.
If I become half of what he is as a builder, I'll be happy. Half. Only half. I'm just gonna be very happy.
Well, listen, I think because you're ambitious, you're humble, the fact that you're able to be that way is going to make you very successful, and you're not scared of working. And I saw yesterday when you were actually at your factory talking to your team, and I saw that kind of like today, what you were saying here and doing here, and the details, and like it needs to be 30, the PSI, and you're reinforcing it with your team. And they were kind of like, well, it will be fine. No, it needs to be what it needs to be, because that's
the reason.
That's right. And along the way, that eventually sinks into the people you work with, and then they're like, no, he wouldn't do it like that. We're gonna do it the right way. It's gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And there's no other way, because, for example, no matter how smart you think you are, there's somebody did it before you.
Yeah.
I mean, they know better. And in the case of mine, I'm trying to ask
You got 81 years
exactly,
here.
Exactly. I'm trying to ask questions.
Sonny, how many mistakes have you made?
Homie used to tell me, he said, it's all right to ask other people their opinion on something.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's okay.
But you make sure the person you ask knows more about it than you do.
Exactly. Exactly.
And then he would walk away. And then he'd let you spoon.